Hello friends, welcome to Yoga with Ashish. I am Ashish, and today we'll continue on our chakra series. The chakra we'll talk about today is the Manipura chakra. It's the solar plexus, and it's located about a few fingers above our navel, right? That's also known as our core, which is our powerhouse. When you think about where the chakra is, where that energy center is, it's closer to the spine, and so a few fingers just above our navel is where that chakra is located. Now, why is this chakra important? The chakra is important because it gives us a sense of ourself. It is also the driving factor with giving us the forcefulness to move forward. It's got a lot of energy, a lot of fire, a lot of pitta, and the color of the solar plexus or the Manipura chakra, solar, is yellow. The Manipura chakra, the energy in the Manipura chakra governs our ability to be confident and in control of our life. It relates to motivation, willpower, and vitality. It gives us a sense of ourself. It houses the ego, which is our identity, which to a degree is very necessary to live in the material world. When you think about the ego, there's two aspects of the ego, and if you learn to understand the two aspects and apply them in life, it makes a big difference. For example, if when you're faced with a situation and you remove yourself from that situation to understand it, you're actually taking a very powerful position, because you're going to be mindful. Let's put it that way. You'll be mindful. Where the ego comes in, things can go south very quickly, right? Now some ego is necessary to live in this world, but an out of balance ego can cause a lot of challenges. So let's talk about the Manipura chakra, the energy center, right? When the energy center is in balance, you'll have confidence in yourself. You'll feel the warmth. You'll have a determination to move forward. It's that willpower. You'll have a self-discipline. You'll find yourself more reliable, and others will find yourself more reliable as well. It gives us a positive sense of ourself, and so we strive to get to a balance. Now, when we're out of balance, there's a sense of low self-esteem, a lack of willpower. We tend to run into digestive issues. If you think about the fire in our system waning down, processing our food, eliminating our food, all those challenges start to manifest themselves. We gain a lack of confidence. There's fear. There's loss of control. There's a sense of loss of control. So these are some of the aspects you tend to notice when the energy in the Manipura chakra is low, or is when it's just out of balance. Some of the physical symptoms that you'll start to see when the energy is depleted, or when there's low energy, you may let other people dictate their dreams onto you, their visions onto you. Over time, it could lead to back problems, feeling cold and depleted. On the flip side, when it's an excess, right, when there's a lot of energy in the Manipura chakra, you'll see traits of a high sense of ego. The ego is overinflated. It's known as, you'll see an individual maybe egotistical, they're aggressive. And so those are some of the symptoms that you'll see when it's in excess. Either is a challenge. So we've got to think about how do we balance this if we want to move through life in a more balanced and calm way. And also help that energy center and all the other energy centers along our chakra system so that we can gain the maximum benefit out of life. One way is through restorative yoga, a breath of fire. And a breath of fire is you're seated in this position and you're breathing rapidly. And that could go on for a minute or 2 minutes, and you'll start to see a lot of energy shift. A seated cat-cow, seated torso circles where you're moving around, and we'll get to this in the practice. But just some other restorative yoga poses would be bound angle, half full boat, a bridge, a tree, the tree pose, the extended child's pose, and I think that there's quite a few of the restorative yoga poses that you'll see. Some of them are on my website. Please go there, look for more information. I've got videos there that pertain solely to the chakra practice, right? But some of the other things you can do is spend time near fire. What I mean spend time near fire is, a fire pit, and you're spending time around there. You'll start to sense that sense of energy, and sometimes that energy rubs off on you. So spend time near controlled fire. I'm not saying go into a burning forest, because you definitely don't want to do that. Eat fermented foods. Hot foods like ginger and turmeric roots, those are also very nourishing. In terms of food, consume more yellow foods, such as lemons, pineapples, banana, yellow curries. Eat more complex carbohydrates and whole grains, such as starchy vegetables, quinoa, brown rice, oats, and legumes. And then spend about 20 minutes or so daily in direct sunlight. That when you spend time in the sunlight, it always seems to warm people up, warm us inside, and helps us generally. An affirmation that we can use, again, to strengthen our willpower, to give us that drive is, think about this affirmation. And if it comes to you, if it resonates with you, please use it. The affirmation is, I can manifest my dreams. I am empowered and successful in all my ventures. When you repeat this, I can manifest my dreams. I am empowered and successful in all my ventures. You're giving that positive sense to the outcome. And so with that, friends, let's dive into the practice. Again, the website has the practice as well, so go and follow through that practice. So let's come into seated. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. The next deep breath in, close your eyes. Exhale. At the next deep breath in, take a gaze towards your third eye, which is in the middle of your forehead, in between your eyebrows, and take a deep breath in. Exhale. Open your eyes gently, and we'll start to move into our yoga poses. Start from a seating place. Let's bring our right hand to the mat, left hand above our head and over to the right side. Head could be looking up, straight, up or straight. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Deep breath in again. Exhale. Deep breath in again. Exhale, bring the left hand towards the left side of the mat, right hand flowing over your head, over to the left side, and we'll take 3 breaths here. Again, you could be looking straight or up. Eyes could be open or closed. And the next deep breath in, let's bring that right hand to the mat center. Bring our hands to our knees. Feel free to open the eyes, and we'll go into our seated cat-cows. Seated cat-cows, as you breathe forward, you're moving, you're rounding forward. Exhaling, you're rounding back your spine into that cat. So this is the seated cat-cow. Someone, do this at your pace. You can either go fast or slow as you feel comfortable, but do it safely, please. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Deep breath in, forward facing. Exhale, curving back. Deep breath in. Exhale. Center, and we'll begin seated torso circles, also known as Siriom in Kundalini Yoga. We take a deep breath in, move forward. Exhale, rounding our back, and continue that cycle. At the next exhale, let's round, reverse circles. Breathing as we move forward. Exhale as we move backwards. And then come into centered. We'll bring our feet together. Bring our feet together as we come into our bound angle pose. So bring our feet together. Straighten your back. You want to keep your back straight. Your hands are clasped. And your toes are clasped within your hands. And as you straighten up, try and straighten that back as much as you can. What is comfortable for you. And try and bring your knees, you may be up here or you may be a little more flexible. This is my flexibility. Some may be right on the ground. I'm not that flexible. And as you come here seated into bound angle pose, flap your knees. Flap your knees, move that, shift that energy. This pose is also very good for men and women in bringing blood flow to our genitals. It is said to assist in increasing our vitality. All right, come into centered. And then I'm going to shift my mat and invite you to shift yourself as well. Shift just facing the top side of your mat. You're still seated in that bound angle, and we'll we will go into a reclining bound angle where we'll bring our hands to the mat and slowly bring ourselves down to the mat. And as we bring ourselves down, try and straighten up that back, tailbone touching the mat obviously, but the upper lower back, just the lower back of it, try and bring that to the mat as comfortably as you can. Deep breath in and out. Feel free to bring the hands to the knees, to the thighs, as your feet are touching each other and you brought them closer to you. Next deep breath in, bring your feet together, knees together. And then pull your knees up and pull them into yourself, towards your face and your nose towards your knees. You're bringing yourself into a bound position. Deep breath in. Exhale. Deep breath in again. Let everything go. And as you let everything go, I invite you to sit up straight into Dandasana. And as you sit up straight into Dandasana, we will go into a half bow. Now, if anybody has any lower back pain, I encourage you to skip this or do it very gently. We don't want to damage anything, any part of the body here. So if you're able and are willing, then bring your feet to the mat, knees towards your chest, and let's raise the legs up and down just a little bit, just to flex them up. Bring your hands to the back of your thighs, back straight, and we'll go into a half bow. For a half bow, raise your feet up, shins parallel to the ground or the sky because they're facing up, and then let those hands go if you're able to, and bring them parallel to your legs. This is a half bow. Take 3 deep breaths in here. On the exhale, bring the feet to the mat. Sit up straight. Take a deep breath in here. And we'll go back to the half bow. And from here, we'll progress into a full bow. And then we'll do half bow and full bow cycles. So do what you can. We don't want to hurt the back. Here we go. Raise up your feet up to the shins are parallel to the ground. Half bow. From here, we'd extend the legs up. Extend the legs, that's a full bow. Deep breath in. 3 cycles. Come to the mat. On the exhale. On the inhale, if available to you, we'll do the circles. We'll do the cycles, half bow to full bow. We'll do 3 breaths here rapidly. So raise your legs up into half bow, full bow, half bow, full bow, half bow, full bow, half bow, and become folded and seated. Let's take a quick break. From here, I'll invite you to come to bring you into Shavasana, laying down, but we're not done yet, so don't think we are. As we come to Shavasana, laying down, let's come into bridge pose, bringing our feet to our sit bones. raise our shins, raise our thighs up, clasp the hands behind, bring your shoulders in a bit tightly. So shins facing forward, chest facing towards the chin, and breathing in here. So if you notice, we were doing both. We strengthened our back, and now we're flexing it opposite direction. From here, come back to the ground. Bring your left hand over your right shoulder and sit up. And now we'll bend in the opposite direction, seated forward fold. Take a deep breath in, come back into center, and on the exhale, bring yourself as low as you can. Sometimes the knees will walk up, that's okay. Stay here, hands by the ankles, holding your feet, or just on the ground. You're in a seated forward fold. Come back into seated. And let's go back to the ground, into a fish pose. The fish pose. Take your hands, bring them under your sit bones. Raise yourself up at the elbow with the head facing naturally falling away comfortably without crinking your back of your neck, and breathing in here. Feet pointed forward, body stretched out, supported by your elbows, head over your shoulders, and just breathing in here. Feel the pull in the torso, feel the pull in your solar plexus. This is also a good pose for the throat chakra. Bring yourself to the mat. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. And we're going to come into standing. You may come into standing whichever way you please. I'm going to bring my knees in, roll on my back and forth, give that back a nice massage, and we'll come into standing. And as we come into standing, we'll bring ourselves into Tadasana, which is just standing up straight. From here, we'll bring ourselves, take our hands above our heads, bring ourselves into forward fold. Raising up, standing up on our feet again. And we'll come into our tree pose. To come into our tree pose, we'll stand up straight. Bring our right foot and give it a kickstand to the left foot. And as we do so, take our hands above our head. Gaze your eye at a fixed object. That'll give you that stability. And slowly start to move your leg up, your right leg up. You're firmly planted on your left. And you may fall, that's okay, catch yourself. Deep breath in. Exhale. Deep breath in again. Exhale, let everything down. Shake out that left foot, and let's come with a focus on the right leg. Kickstand on the left. Deep breath in. Hands above our head into a Y. Deep breath in. Bring your foot up to as far as you can bring it up. Gaze fixed. Deep breaths in and out. On the exhale, let everything out. Fantastic, folks. You've done great. With this, I'll invite you back to come back to the mat on your fours. Feet mat width apart. Let's come to seated on our heels and slowly come into extended child's pose. Bringing our heart and head closer to the ground, head on the forehead on the mat, hands extended out. And you'll notice here that you've created big space for in your belly, where you can take some deep and controlled breaths in and out, opening up the lower part of the body. So 3 deep breaths in here. On the third exhale, start to bring those elbows in. Slowly start to bring yourself up. And let's come back into seated. Easy pose. Cross-legged. Hands on the heart. Deep breath in. Hold at the top. Exhale slowly. Exhale completely and hold at the bottom. Deep breath in again, holding at the top. Exhale slowly. And let everything go. Bat the eyes open if they were closed. And resume normal breathing. Bring your hands to the heart. I bow down and thank the teacher within us. Namaste.